Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Let's go, Steel Division 2!
In this video we have for you Game 2 of a best of 3 between Gonzo and Farid in the semi-final of the 12th Steel Division League. Today they are playing on Kostritsa, and on our left in the red team we have Gonzo playing with the Czechoslovakian Independent Armored Brigade Group with the Maverick deployment type. And on our right in the blue team, we have Farid playing with the first Pancelos and the Maverick deployment type. So both on Maverick this time around. But what do you think of the map and these divisions, Attack Power?
Yeah, good stuff. Also, if you're watching on my channel, I didn't post game one because I'm stupid and didn't press record. So make sure you go check it out on Vulcan's channel because he's awesome. But anyway, diving in here. So CIABG, it's a very strong division. Would it be my first choice for this map? Absolutely not. The infantry are not CQC strong at all. Now, the Cromwells should perform pretty well. That will probably be the saving grace for this fight. If there is a saving grace, that's probably it. Because his infantry should not do very much work here. But CIABG, very strong. Got a lot of arty. Great planes. It's a very strong A-tier division. On the other side, first Pancelos, a very strong Hungarian division, also A-tier in itself, and I would say one of the best divisions in the game for this map specifically. You have incredible CQC infantry to work with, and a lot of them. You have some great infantry overall. The Terrans are extremely efficient in these type positions, although they will definitely struggle against Cromwells. That's not their ideal target. They don't get to trade up and do all that good stuff. And we'll see if Farid remembers to turn off his AP shell and use the heat shell on the Terran 2 to actually get some of those kills. But yeah, division matchup-wise, first Pancelos should have the advantage, but we will see how that turns out.
All right, let's have a quick look at what's going down. So on the Gonzo side of things, on the top left, we have some Modostraki with the Genista. There's the converted gunners in there. We got a Cromwell 7 and a Churchill 4. And then we've got an MG42, converted gunners, and a Cromwell 6. Another Cromwell 7 leader with the converted gunners going into the town. MG42 and another Churchill there as well. And then further down, we've got the converted gunners with the FFO Fusilier leader. We've got the MG42 and the Churchill 4. On the top right for Farid, he's got his Tol D3s coming out, which are brand new for the first Pancelos. We've got the Turan 2. Oh, maybe we don't, because they've all got moved. He's got the Tartaleg Lovis and the Arkasok. He's got the Lang Sodashok. He's got 75 men up there, and the Chindor. Lang Sodashok heading into the top side as well. He's actually moved all of the Toldies to the mid with the Turan 2 and the Nimrod. That was a very last-minute move.
Yes.
Loads of Lang Sodashok flamers heading into the town with the Schwaloza and the Panzerschreck team. A couple of Modloves with those Panzerfaust. Yeah, all the Tartalek Loves going there as well. On the bottom side, Roja Markasoch with the Lang Sodashok and the the Panzerschreck there. And on the back side, a Nebelwerfer.
Early, yeah. Now, I will say again, I'm not a big fan of these in singles. He's clearly going for some sort of transport stop. It's a little too early, honestly. There's not even that much stuff that's there. The MG42 might get caught out. Looks like it does get stopped, at least. But Gonzo's looking for a northern push, very, very common there. And both players kind of ignoring the south altogether, as most of Farid's units are pouring into the center. We'll see if that pays off.
Yeah, so Farid just spreading out some Roja Markasoch down these sort of tree lines, probably try and make as much ground as he can towards the open there. Then focusing very, very heavily in the middle with a lot of this light armor, which is not what I expected. I feel like these Tol D2s or Tol D3s are very vulnerable to like this Cromwell 7, for example. The Cromwell 7 with a 120 mils of frontal armor is an absolute nightmare for the Tol D3.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So it's basically now you have the choice between the Tol D3 and the Terran 1. The Terran 2 is clearly the best of the bunch. Like, if you're actually trying to kill a tank, the Terran 2 is what you get. But, I mean, that's a lot of... I mean, they're only 20 points. I mean, that's the argument, obviously, for the Tol D versus the Terran.
Yeah, Absolutely. The Turan kind of struggle with the Turan 2 here would struggle in this matchup too, though, because I mean, even 90 mil of heat penetration is still going to struggle against 120 mils of armor.
Yes.
It will get through the Churchill's 90 mils of frontal armor relatively okay. It'd be like 30% penetration or something like that. But
Well, in the Cromwell 5s.
yeah, the 120 is going to struggle.
Yeah, the 120, that's an all-around problem. But the regular Cromwells, the Turan 2s should be able to handle relatively well. The
Yeah,
Tron
70
ones,
mils of penetration.
yeah, the Tron 1s and the Toldi 3s they can kill them. They're going to struggle a little bit, especially if they're at the max of their 1,000-meter range. Up north, we did see Farid push forward with his Langshoda shock, and only that. And now the wave of, I forget what nationalities these guys are, is coming back.
The Polish, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of, actually, the Czechoslovakian. So he's pushing in with triple Janista. We got the converted Gunners UK and the Modostralki there. Just deleting that little squad. And Farid's probably going to want to reinforce that top side, although he is pushing very, very hard with these Toldies. Going to have to be a little bit careful of the Piat here, because that could be a problem, especially since it's 2 vet. It might actually hit.
My bigger issue with the Piat, honestly, is the 200-meter range. I don't know why that 50 meters makes a difference, but my God, if it doesn't, it's like so different.
Yeah, it really is.
So
Cromwell 7 rushing forwards here.
Nimrod's got to do
try
it.
And find.
Oh, that new health. Oh, devastating.
Yeah, well, the trouble with that is the Nimrod there doesn't have like the 200-meter or 200-millimeter penetration rocket thing. So it's kind of struggling in that situation. And like I said, the health lets it down quite a lot there. So because it can be one shot by the Cromwell 7. And so can the Toldi because it's a light tank. So the armor really struggling here for Farid as we kind of expected.
Yeah, and that was my guess there at the beginning. Like if Gonzo wins this game, because technically again, matchup wise, they shouldn't on this map, but it's the armor that matters here, and it's whether Farid can focus the fight in tighter places where his armor can do a little better, or if he gets caught out in the open, he's gonna be kind of screwed. HS129
killed out.
Yep, HS129
just
coming
took
in.
out the Churchill. Yeah, HS129 B3 that is with the big 75 mil.
That's the good
for
one.
the Churchill on the top side. That can, if we can pop that, he can maybe get a flag for free here. He's already got one for free with the Rohamarsoch. Second one might go in his favor, although the MG42 there might just hold the line. Looks like it will.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Farid's goal with this Nebelwerfer is. A single Nebelwerfer just does not do enough damage on its own to really matter, and it's not like he's following up these strikes with like concentrated pushes in any way, so I'm not 100% sure what he's going for.
Yeah, and that's 3 rockets now, or 3 sets of rockets that have landed all in the same place. So
Yeah.
there's not really any follow up to it. Like, I mean, if he's using it to try and pin down the infantry and
Then
run
by
through
all
them with
means,
these Toldies,
yeah,
then that's fine. But
sure.
he hasn't really followed it up just yet.
Up north, the infantry, the Hungarians have been kind of wrecked. I mean, they did some damage. They certainly have fought back, but they're about to get cleared out here, and the only thing there will be the 75 mil half-track, cheeky half-track pushing forward and grabbing ground it doesn't really deserve. HS129, does it finish off that Cromwell 6? It does not. The Cromwell 6 pushed forward and actually kind of dodged the HS129.
It's just a little M3 half-track just like running around in the back line here.
Yeah.
Might actually find the Langshoda shock, and it will be able to eventually clean that out. But Turan now heading on to the top side. 2 Turan 2s heading up that way, and he's going to need to get them there before the infantry gets across the open. Oh, Stug 3 managed to take out the Cromwell in the open there, but in the center, more infantry of Farid's going down, and he's got to rush these Tartalek Loves to the front line. Otherwise, he's going to be losing quite a lot of ground.
Yeah, the 75 mil up north going to get killed by the infantry and that Cromwell 7. These Cromwell 7's proven to be a serious issue. He just doesn't have a super efficient means of killing them outside of the Stug 3s, which we finally see one in the middle, and you can actually see immediately the effect it's had on the map. Like, Gonzo actually has to care about the armor all of a sudden.
Yeah, so Rocket Strike coming in again, kind of missing the mark, unfortunately. He does finish off a converted gunner. HS129B3 looking for the Cromwell 7 kill, but he hasn't had line of sight on it So the HS-129 not lining up properly, and it's just going to fly straight into the Crusader AA Mark II. So starting to respect the HS-129 there. Stug 3 on the bottom side is going to be able to help the Rohamarksok potentially take this flag. Converted Gunners trying to come in and take one back, as neither side really wants to get too low on tickets earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, Farid doing a nice job this time of actually getting some tickets. Remember, this is a mirror income, which means it's a whole lot harder to make big pushes and big swings and flags because both players are working with the same income.
Yeah. Oh, was that the Cromwell 6 just finished off the Stug with a HE round? I assume the 17-pounder must have hit it once there.
It must have, yeah.
Because that otherwise was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen otherwise. Up north, the Cromwell 7 continue to be an issue. The Tron 2, though, with its essentially assault gun, absolutely wrecking those infantry. Tron 2 trying to get on the side shot on the Cromwell 7. Will it get it? He's leaving the AP on. Oh, my God, I'm going to throw up.
I think of that range maybe in the side armor, leaving like the AP is important. I think the heat actually has a shorter range as well, so the AP wouldn't be able to...
Maybe.
The heat wouldn't be able to engage from that range.
It was 1250 versus... Okay, fine. The argument is made this time.
Yeah, I think the Turan 2 there was firing at AP because it was...
The AP is so much... The AP is so much worse. That's my issue with it. Like, it is significantly worse.
Yeah, he should have turned it off at least the other one. It was at close range.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. It makes a big difference. I've seen a lot of Turan 2s go down because players did not turn off the... And it's stupid that the AP fires before the heat. I've never understood that at all.
Well, on the bottom side, lots of infantry coming in. Gonzo managed to push out what was there with his Janista and converted gunners. On the bottom, we got a Churchill 4 and the Cromwell 4 coming in, looking to try and take care of the Toldy 3. But Stug 3, potentially a problem, although it's currently facing the wrong direction, which isn't going to help.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Those Cromwell's just going to zoom up that road. Stug's going to struggle to turn around in time, and he's going to be in a real bad spot. He has now just turned it around and is reversing it up the road. But all of this fresh infantry that came in has been stopped short, and the Cromwell 5 is causing problems there, actually forcing Gonzo to really think about where he is, because he's going to get surrounded now.
Yeah, and the Toldy 3s, I mean, they go down really easy. And that's why I kind of like the Tron 1s more. They have medium tank health, so they are a lot more, well, tanky. And they just are more efficient. Cromwell 5 goes down, though. Stug 3 does pick up a kill, but now facing the wrong way. And there's the first
that's
hit.
One shot on target. Now he just needs one more penetration. 90 millimeters at this range might be enough. It is.
But the Cromwell goes
Trades
down.
For the Cromwell, yeah. HS-129 coming in to try and get some kills back.
It does.
Find another Cromwell 5, so that's really, really good. Crusader AA not able to completely stop that in its tracks, but Churchill 4 now going to clean up the Toldy 3 using APCR. Gets loaded knocked.
Oh.
The Toldy 3 has a chance to run away, but won't be. So I think it's just going to end up going down eventually. But on the top side, meanwhile, look at this. Farid has managed to completely neutralize all of that infantry. I think it maybe was thanks to that Nebelwerfer.
Probably a factor. I mean, the thing is, too, and this is what makes First Pancelos so strong, these are all 15 and 20-point infantry. Like, they're just dirt cheap, and they're way better. They're above the curve for the price of that infantry unit.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 13-man squad with a grenade.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Modloves, which have MG42s, 11-man squads. It's pretty nasty.
And a Panzerfaust. So now B phase, though, he gets access to Reitjägers, which are basically just better Panzergrens for the same exact price. Another Nebel strike going after just a general softening, I assume, and going to push forward with the Tartelek Lozesh. The center, though, not looking great for Farid. He's lost all that massive pile of units he sent in at the beginning are all gone.
Yeah, they've all been slowly but surely broken out. He's also starting to lose a bit of ground again on the bottom side. After that Stug has gone, I mean, there's literally nothing to stop these Cromwells from running all over the infantry of Farid. So that's always going to be a problem that Farid has, and these Stugs, they need to stay alive.
Yeah, and the opposite can be true as well. I mean, the Terrans can run over the infantry of CIABG just fine. The problem is there always has been a Cromwell every time that opportunity has presented itself.
Yeah, it's because the Cromwells are so much more numerous in the CIABG. There's like endless amounts of them. So he can have one in every point on the map, and you can see them just flooding in constantly from the spawn.
Yeah, I hate this division. I ban CIABG every time I play.
But as bad as like desert rats, like just all of the
Yeah, both.
Cromwells zooming in.
Yeah, all the Cromwell divisions need Western allies. My ban list is basically just all Western allied divisions.
Oh, Churchill went down in the middle. Not entirely sure what that was too. Maybe the Pack 40 there got a shot on target.
Yeah, must have. I'm not sure what else. The Stug 3 there in the center to try to save the long Shadow Shock, though, kind of by himself, and down he goes to the double Motostrelsi. Typhoon up north fails to take out the Pack 40. That's shocking, actually.
Stug versus Cromwell on the bottom side. Oh,
Oh.
no, not again. Trades another Cromwell for a Stug. That's not good trades.
No, that should not happen that much, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a 30% pen.
Yeah, Farid not getting very lucky
Gonzo's
here.
rolling nicely.
I need to know who these guys worship for the RNG gods to love them so. I need to know.
Well, Cromwell now engaging the Stug in the middle. Probably doesn't want to do that for long. Gonna hide behind those farm buildings. All these Tartalek Lovas and the Modlovis here in a bit of a weird position. They're kind of being surrounded by armor. It's like Crusader AA, Cromwell 6 firing into the tree line. The FFO Fusiliers struggling to fight them when they get close enough. But
I mean,
yeah, now fully surrounded.
Well, and this is what we talked about at the beginning. Like, the infantry of CIABG is terrible. Outside of the Zanista, which is basically their strongest unit, there's really nothing. But the problem is there's armor everywhere right now. Makes it really hard. Now, I'm not a big fan of these Tartalek Loves. There's just better, I think, for the price infantry in the deck. I mean, it's a good 15-point infantry unit. I'm not taking that away. But I feel like Farid could have way better infantry, and he's just kind of like bringing his infantry down to the same level as CIABG, which is completely not necessary. Typhoon coming in, going to wipe out this little pocket of infantry. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's going to be good bombs. The FO Fusilier, though, did get pinned as well, so it might be a little while until they get surrendered. Meanwhile, Cromwell's, again, shooting the Stug 3. Stug 3's got line of sight onto that Cromwell 7. The Typhoon on the top side did stay in the map and managed to strafe down the Pack 40, so that was a pretty good kill to pick up, because that's one less tool that Farid's going to have to deal with these tanks, especially with now a Firefly arriving. A Churchill 7's rolling down the street in the middle with 150 millimeters of armor. That's going to be very difficult for him to get rid of. So, yeah, more and more kind of hard targets rolling onto the field for Farid, and he's currently 15-9, which just means he's losing those tickets to a double tick. Really, really rough at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he does not want to play in the center of the map, and that's what he's doing right now, which is not what you want to be doing. He really doesn't have, and the big weakness of first Pancelos, you don't really have a lot of 2K assets. Like, you can't play at long range. You want to be in tight. You want to be playing in the center, in the southern part, limitedly in the north, honestly, because you actually don't play well in open ground at all.
Yeah, Double Buff is going to pin the FO Fusilier, so it gets back that flag at least. Got Right Jaeger arriving on the bottom side. Do manage to unload before the FO Fusilier kills the transport. That was close. That would have been really, really bad, losing one of those nice squads.
Yeah, and these guys are phenomenal.
Cromwell in the middle, taking on the Right Jaeger. Crusader AA now engaging as well. Oh no, it's just like ruining those units.
Oh, in the center, Pack 40 getting shots off on the Firefly. Can it pick up that kill? That would be massive. Gets the driver kill.
That's not going anywhere. Second shot should land. Job done.
Wow.
Very
nice
nice
kill. Now, if the Cromwell 7 goes down too, this Pack 40 is the absolute GOAT.
Yeah, on the bottom side, 75mm managed to win against an infantry squad at close range, which was crazy. But yeah, the Pack 40 looking for the next shot onto the Cromwell 7. M3 half-track going to make things difficult, but Stug 3 takes out the Cromwell 6 in the meantime. Can the Pack 40 finish the job? It keeps missing because of the stress. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. That might be forced to fall back. Now HS129 coming in to kill the half-track, and also probably going to be looking for the Cromwell 7 there. We'll be taking some shots from the Crusader AA, but not enough to force it back. So there we go. Nice.
Those are pretty important armor kills, too, because, I mean, Farid was falling apart in the center there just from the presence of that armor, and the Firefly would have been a big deal. Now, there's another one coming up, but each one of those, I'm guessing Gonzo has like maybe 4 of them, so each of those kills is a pretty big deal.
The thing I'm scared about most for Farid here is these Churchill 7s arriving with 150 mils of armor, because they're basically the equivalent of like King Tigers in this matchup.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes. Now, a good counter to them would be a double Nebelwerfer strike. Like 2 Nebelwerfers moved a little bit close to the front lines. They really shouldn't be like the absolute maximum range that they currently are. You can definitely pick up some because Churchills don't move, so you could definitely get some kills on them.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're really, really, really slow. So that's one way to take advantage of them, is just hitting them with artillery. But yeah, Stug's still holding strong in the middle. I think that's really going to be the case until the Firefly comes along and challenges it. The 17-pounder is also kind of sneaking up through the town, so that will get to a point where it can cover the open ground. Another Nebel strike coming onto the FO Fusilier. Turan 1 would be looking to claim that flag for itself. Can it get the shot onto the Cromwell 5? It doesn't actually have line of sight at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I thought it did.
I was like, what is it doing? I was like, oh, okay, I can't see it. The Stug 3, though, might get the kill instead. Tron 2 as well. Oh, okay.
Oh, he hasn't turned off the AP.
Telling
so
you.
Oh, no.
It matters.
Farid, don't do it. It's the same with this like bottom side at 75 mil, right? If that's running heat.
No, it is firing the heat shell, and that's what I don't understand how it prioritizes these 2 shells.
It's like wonky programming. All right, Typhoon coming in with the bombing strike to just take that AT gun out anyway, because those 75 mils, they can be
good.
very, very oppressive.
They're
like
extremely...
They have 2.2 HE, so they kill infantry very quickly with 12 round penetrate fire, just like a normal infantry gun. And then they also have the heat round, which has the 90 mil penetration, so they can take out armor pretty effectively too.
HS129 coming in with no target currently? I don't know what the point of it is. I mean, there's plenty of targets, but he doesn't have one for it at the moment. And he immediately
Maybe he saw the Cromwell 7. But the Typhoon's going to have time to get on its tail, and it will shoot it down after bombing the Pack 40. So very nice job done there by the Typhoon.
And that was one of his best ways to kill the Churchills, was that HS129, and he should only have one of them.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. A little bit of a Turan build up on this bottom side. He's got the Tatarlek Lovos there and another Panzershrek. So looks like Farid's going to try and make a push across the open here again to secure some more flags, but currently still bleeding tickets to Gonzo. Gonzo taking a pretty big lead in this Maverick versus Maverick matchup.
And important to note, we have now reached C phase, so both players' income grinding to a halt. We'll see who can outlast.
Exactly. So Turan 2 is going to have a lot of work to do. I think also the Panzerschreck here going to be absolutely crucial. If that can get kills onto some of this armor, then the infantry can do the rest. But the Turan 2 going down, and the Panzerschreck getting killed before it unloaded. Oh no. Tragic.
Well, and the Turan 2 didn't trade with the Cromwell, which it really should have if it had the heat shells working. 88 almost dies in the transport. Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Yeah, that's going to be something that needs to get value here. Otherwise, he's going to be in a hole. Because that is 120 points that needs to trade back.
Might get 2 Cromwell 7s here for free, potentially. No, wait, that's a Cromwell 8. Oh, that's so much worse, actually.
Yeah, the Cromwell 8's a big problem. Its HE is going to absolutely annihilate that 88 if it can't get a shot on target. And he does.
Wow.
Oh, that was clutch. That was very, very clutch from the 88 there. I was just waiting for that Cromwell 8 to just kill him off, but Yep, Turan's now moving up for the flank onto the Cromwell 5s. And Tartelek Lorves and the Reitjäger forced back though. So he's kind of losing more presence in the center. Oh, Cromwell 8 looking to take out the Pack 40 on the top side. Pack 40 struggling to get its shots on target. Turan 1 going down, Turan 2 bailing out of that engagement. It's fully surrounded, being shot at by a Firefly 1. Got a Cromwell 7 coming up behind it. Oh, that's a tough time.
Somehow this Cromwell 8 has missed this Pack 40 3 times, which is incredible, actually. And the Pack 40 has bounced 4 times. There's
the
a
accuracy
pen
on that gun is only 24%.
Really? I did not realize it was so low.
Yeah, it's terrible. But Pack 40 does manage to kill the Cromwell 8, and then the Cromwell 8 just one-shots the other unit afterwards. Oh, gosh.
The 88 picked up the Churchill 7 in the center. Wow.
Oh, that's a pretty big kill. Yeah, that's nice. This is actually getting some really good shots. Almost kills the second one as well. Okay, that 88's now paid itself off.
Yeah.
Which is good for Farid. If it can continue to find kills, then that's going to be huge. But Gonzo, he's invested in a long tom. So that's going to make short work of the 88 if it gets a shot on target. And is that first shot just going to land right on it? Yep. It is as well.
Every time.
It is. It didn't even have radio.
Yep. Every time. I will say I'm disappointed to see Farid not bringing in the Hungarian gun, the 42M or whatever it is, which is basically the best RD piece in the game, because that would make short work of that long tom.
I think he's trying to counter battery it with the Nebel, yeah. That's a classic. And the thing is, when people do this to me, it always works. You know, like every rocket, bang on target, easy kill. In this case,
you got to use
Gonzo
2.
didn't even take 1 damage.
Yeah, you got to use 2 Nebels. One Nebel, Nebels are phenomenal, but you got to use them in pairs.
All right, well, on this bottom side, bit of a build-up still. I mean, Farid hasn't really pulled the trigger down there, but he is waiting to. In the middle, Stoke 3s have arrived, which might have a better time now that one of the Churchill 7s is dead. Nebel's still looking for kills. I'm not even sure what that one was firing at, but the Typhoon coming through with the bombing strike onto the IG, and this Typhoon continuing to get good value. I mean, he bought it quite early on, and it's continued to come in unharassed, really. Especially now that the Nimrods had died on the top side.
Yeah, I mean, for Farid, losing those 2 AA pieces is pretty devastating, because at this point in the game, neither player really has excess points to commit to backline units. Like, they need boots on the front line. So it's really hard to commit to buying AA and Artie at this point because it doesn't help your front line.
Yeah, the game's slowed down a lot now, as both players kind of pondering what they need to do in order to win. I mean, Gonzo doesn't really need to do much. He can just sit on the 14-10, kind of force Farid into him. So I think that's kind of what he's going for at the moment.
Farid did not move his Nebelwerfer, and the Long Tom is currently targeting it up, and it's right next to the ammo truck. So, yeah, I'm not seeing good things here in the future.
I mean, Farid hasn't moved this one in the center of the map the entire game.
Yeah, here we go. First shot, is it going to be the first shot? That's the question.
I will say, one reason he might not have is because it's coming in with a really, really slow tractor. So
here it is.
It takes ages to move it.
And boom.
Oh!
Called it.
The one shot.
Called it.
It is just ridiculous. I mean, the Long Tom has very, very low dispersion anyway, but that is still a ridiculous shot.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger issue there was he left the ammo truck right next to the Nebelwerfer, so the second the ammo truck explodes, it definitely kills the Nebel every time. Down south, Farid finally pulling the trigger on his Tehran blobs, so let's see if that makes any progress.
Yeah, so he's got to take back like 3 flags here.
Potentially.
So Cromwell 5 has to go down, and then he's got to run over these FFO Fusiliers and converted RAF. And that is going to be his kind of win condition here. And then if he can hold on, then that's potentially game. But Churchill 7 already being purchased by Gonzo on the bottom side. The Cromwell's not going to last, and the infantry will start to engage. So this is looking like a potentially successful push here for Farid, but all it takes really is for Gonzo to start pushing harder in the mid, and he might be in it for a bit of a bad time.
Yeah, it's whether both players here leverage their advantage, their strengths in the certain areas. I mean, Gonzo is making forward progress in the center there, but this push down south looks like it will work out for Farid as long as he pushes in the right places, I guess.
Unfortunately for Farid in the middle, he had the Stug trying to finish off the 17-pounder, and while he was engaging it, the Churchill 7 was just freely shooting the Stug, so eventually got a penetration in the front, which forced the Stug off the main road there. But this bottom side, the Typhoon coming straight into the AA, so that's going to be out of action for a little while, which is nice. Tidal Lake Lorves will finish off the converted gunners, and the Turans have captured another flag, so it's starting to come together nicely.
Yeah, I mean, Farid might be able to claw himself back in here. I'm waiting for this long tom to retarget the second Nebelwerfer in the center that has never moved. That's probably going to be instant death. I mean, here comes Cromwell. The Churchill 7 again. Yep, it is going to be an issue. I mean, unless the Panzerschreck gets on it, then that would be an oof moment there for Gonzo.
It is currently running out in the open, and that is a recon Cromwell, so I'm a bit worried it might get seen, and therefore would kind of negate its effectiveness, because realistically, if Gonzo sees it, he's not going to let that Churchill 7 go anywhere near it.
Tron 1 now on target with its fast fire rate. It might have a chance here, but it already took a penetration. And now moved, and down it goes.
Yeah, nice kill by the Cromwell 4 there. Turan 2 on the way. Doesn't have its AP shell turned off, so isn't going to be that effective. That's really, really sad to see.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh,
in the mid, the Stug 3 had the easiest side shot onto the Churchill 7 and missed. And that Churchill 7 would have died as well, because it's already been penetrated once.
I'm not sure if I can describe a more depressing moment than when you finally get that side shot on a tank and they miss.
It was so close. It's like, the Turan 2, yeah, died on the bottom side. No avail there. Tidal Lake Lorvis getting forced back. And, well, it's kind of running out of steam here for Farid. Now the tanks from the mid actually coming down to the bottom side to cut off these forces. And now you're going to have two Turan 1s and a Turan 2 up against a Cromwell 7, a Churchill 7, a Churchill 4.
Oh my.
That's not very fun.
The right Jaeger, I mean, it's going to get caught out by this Churchill 7. It might have been able to get a Panzerfaust on.
Look at the long top. It's targeting
the
Nebelwerfer, and Farid has picked it up, but he hasn't moved it. So
oh my god.
It's even worse.
No.
Here it comes. It's like guiding in. Will it hit directly on target? It looks like this one's not going to go on target.
It doesn't need to, though. It's an ammo truck. It just needs... It's unloaded now. Now they're definitely not going anywhere. Cromwell 5 in the center.
The supply truck away this time.
Cromwell 5 in the center goes down to a right Jaeger's Panzerfaust, so a nice kill there. Already... I mean, even killing the ammo is almost killing the Nebelwerfer, because then you have no ammo. Right Jaeger does not get the second Cromwell. Oof.
Oh, it got the Churchill, though, as well. So that was nice. But, yeah, that Cromwell 6 now going to run down the right Jaeger, while the Cromwell 7 finishes off the Turan 1. So that's going to clean up that entire push there.
Can the Nimrod get in there in time is the question. Maybe it can kill the Churchill 7? Maybe?
Oh, back 40.
Oh, the Churchill turned just in time, and the Nimrod goes down. Oh.
Okay, back 40, shooter kills the Cromwell 6. Long Tom did kill the double, by the way. Looks like he got a shot on target.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, these Nimrods really, really struggling here to engage enemy tanks. I mean, on paper, like that Bofors with the AP shower could absolutely slam the medium tanks to pieces, but with its low health, it just dies so easily. Oh, and the Stug. Oh no, the shot coming in from the side from the 17-pounder. There was no chance. Pack 40's going down as well. Things are just completely falling apart here for Farid. The unit density is so far in favor of Gonzo now.
Yeah, and Farid's play is starting to slip as he's trying to patch holes in the boat as the boat continues to sink over the edge, essentially.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all. Right, Jaeger go down. Churchill 7 does get taken out by the Stig in the center at least, but I think Farid here has kind of maybe run out of infantry. I mean, there's not much infantry left, at least, on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much. The thing is, too, the Fusiliers they come in like cards of 36. So even on a Maverick build, I'm sure Gonzo has 90 infantry because the Fusilier comes in giant cards. So he can just keep going. And the Cromwell, same thing. They come in like, 16 on a card or something absurd in C phase?
Yeah, the other thing to think about is how much things cost as well. So SS Right Jaeger is like 30 points a pop, and then like FFO Fusilier is 15. So it's like 4 squads for every 2.
Yeah.
So the number difference really gets a bit overwhelming. Same with the Cromwell. I mean, they're only 50 points as well. So you could bring in like two units of FFO Fusiliers and a Cromwell every tick in phase C, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yep. Hate this division. Nimrod down south making a run for it against the Cromwell 5. Nimrod's going to get the first shots off. Will it win? It does.
Hey.
Oh.
Finally, we see a Nimrod.
Do you remember how absolutely
medium tank?
Do you remember how absolutely busted those things were at 10 health? Like, they were almost unbeatable. Like, it was actually infuriating how unbeatable they were.
Well, no, they're not very good at all.
No, now they're, unfortunately, I'm not saying it was an over nerf because I do think it was appropriate because it's an A piece, but they are awful now.
Oh, that's a horrible engagement. That Stug's so close to the Churchill 7, and it's just bouncing, whilst the Churchill 7 just freely penning these Stugs. What is that about? That is was that a third bounce on the Churchill 7 at that range? That's crazy. The Churchill 7 beat both of the Stugs.
I mean, shouldn't it? I mean, it's got 150 millimeters of armor.
I think at that range, the Churchill's, or the Stug it's got a decent amount of penetration, but Farid's going to throw in the towel after both of those Stugs go down. After 34 minutes, exactly. And again, Gonzo with such a phenomenal KD, like in such a high tier match, like getting 3,685 kills to 2,470 losses on a Maverick matchup is crazy. It's really good.
Yeah, he has not lost his shine. That's for sure. Look at this Velistic, this Cromwell here. This Cromwell 7. Look at that, just kill list. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, the 120 mils of frontal armor proving too much for the first Pancelos. Like, it is just that frontal armor that just caused him so many problems. Long Tom getting the 88 kill and then 2 free Nebelwerfer kills because Farid was being a bit lazy with that movement on the back line there. I mean, early on it kind of makes sense. You know, you can probably fire that Nebelwerfer a few times without moving it. But after like the 10-minute mark, that's when you're going to start to see the artillery coming onto the field because of the Maverick deployment type.
Well, and after you see the long tom, like you saw it shoot the 88 first, so it's not like it came out of nowhere. Then you have to start moving your Nebelwerfer. Like the choice is now gone, and I just don't think he used them well. Like single Nebelwerfer strikes don't do enough. You got to double them up, and then they can kill almost anything. And he never did that.
Yeah, I think another key thing in this match was the loss of the HS-129. That was like really devastating. Because it was one of those primary tools that he could use to react to heavy armor in different locations on the map. So, yeah, that was a tough one to lose as well. But I think, you know, well played to Farid. He's just kind of been outshined here a little bit by Gonzo, who picked a division that would have countered the first Pancelos in a lot of maps. Maybe not so much this map, but Farid not able to take advantage of the map. With his division in this case.
I would agree. I will say one tip for everyone before we go. Turn off your AP shells on your Terrans. Okay, good.
Do it, boys. All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Congratulations to Gonzo, of course, for going 2-0. That means he's going to go up against Nord in the final, which should be very, very fun to watch. I'm looking forward to that. That's probably, I guess it's going to be a best of 5, I would assume. But,
usually is, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. That's it for now. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Been great, as always, casting with you again, Attack Power.
Absolutely, Vulcan. You as well.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.